Hello everyone, Johnny here from Uno Media, and in this video we are going to be looking at which image you should use for your Facebook ads to help your conversion rates. So stay tuned. Thank you so much again for joining us, and in this video we are going to be looking at images we have used for Facebook ads. We're going to show you which ones worked and had the highest conversion rates, and then from that first round of conversions how we then test out some new images and move forward to hopefully give you some ideas about which images work best for you. If you're liking what you're seeing on here and like the content, please consider liking, subscribing and turning on the notifications. We're constantly releasing new material to help you to grow online. If you're looking to grow your business, you might love our Hub Uno platform. Now it's usually a paid membership, but we are offering it free for the first 50 people who sign up in the link below. Hub Uno is a platform that's got 13 free online courses, including a complete course on Facebook advertising. So be sure to get in there and check it out. Now this video you're about to see is actually a recorded webinar from something we do, and again if you want to come through and see some of our webinars, our live webinars where we interact with our audience and answer questions as well as giving a presentation, again please just sign up through our Hub Uno link below. Alright, thanks a lot, let's take a look. Hello and welcome to this Uno Media webinar, and this is one of my favourite webinars that we do on Hub Uno in the experiment section. Now what we're looking at today specifically is the images that we use for Facebook ads and what we've learned from the data and possibly how that could inform your planning. Now I'm going to appear in the bottom right in just a second. Right, there I am, and I am still in my office because it's still coronavirus and we unfortunately can't really go anywhere, and if you hope you're watching this on the catalogue section within Hub Uno, that this whole horrible mess is cleared up. But let's have a look for some images for Facebook and how they've worked for us, what ones have worked, what ones haven't worked, and hopefully they'll inform your planning. So we're going to look at pictures that we used, images we used to promote the free version of Hub Uno. Okay, so let's have a look which ones we used first off. So I'm going to go click across to my PowerPoint for a second and have a look on the next one. So these are the three images that we used. Now, we use these three because they're very different from each other, and if you're experimenting, we would always say to start with, keep it broad and keep it quite different. So if we start with this one in the top left, this is a tile that we made on Canva, and we'll go into Canva in a second. It's got a Hub Uno logo, free online sales funnel course, it's got a call to action within the picture itself, and then an image in the bottom left. The second one is this picture image, and the third one is this design. So firstly let's have a look at these in a little more detail. So again, this one I was just talking about with the call to action there, and you can see this is the picture with the coffee cup there and someone using a notepad and someone using their laptop as well. And I was thinking this one might be the best out of three. If I go back to it, as we're going through you can obviously pick which one of those three you think is going to be the best one in here. My original thoughts were this one because it's got a nice picture in there, it's got a nice big logo, it's got a call to action within it, and I thought this one would work the best. Okay, this was the second one, and we thought maybe we'd test out using just a nice big image. Now on Canva we just put in our logo in the bottom left. Sorry, it's got these white bars at the top and the bottom. Just ignore these bits for a second, they're not actually on the image. It's just because of what it looks like on the PowerPoint when you make it larger. And then we just put the free sales funnel course, this part up here that we created on Canva here, just fit nicely into the gaps. So this was just an image, and then the third one, we used was this image here. Now this one had the picture of the computer, and it had free sales funnel course with the free circled and the Uno at the top, and we kind of thought this one might work because it's showing the product off in the screen. There's a nice cool thing you can do on Canva where you can put the image into the screen. So these were three very different pictures, and looking for which ones work best. I see got a couple of questions coming through already. Just to remind everyone who's on this on the live Hub Uno, which you can get with a subscription, is that we'll do questions at the end. If you're watching this on the catalogue, you'll just get the you'll just get the clip, about half an hour or so I reckon this webinar might last. So they're the 3 images we are going to use, and we test them out, and we did it with dynamic ads within Facebook. So let's have a look at now them in Canva. Hopefully this will work. There we go. Alright, so this is the first image. Now, to create these images in Canva, these are all simple images, and these are found in our content creation course. So the content creation course, you can learn to create this one, like say for example in this one, this image actually, just click out of there like that, and can't delete that one. Yeah, there we go. So basically if you get this computer screen and then you, where's uploads, there we go, let's just choose a random image for a moment. For example, if you want the Hub Uno logo in there, you just put it in there and then crop it and adjust the image, and it puts it onto a computer screen. Go back, there we go. So that's quite a nice touch that I quite like about it. So this one had the free sales funnel course, and then this one was the image, again with our logo and that part on it. And then this was a third one. Now we ran all of the images on, as I said, Facebook dynamic content. We gave them all the same amount of money, and we were looking for people to sign up free, that was a conversion, for our free Hub Uno platform, and we were looking to promote the sales funnel course as a lead magnet. Now, I don't know which one you guessed would be the correct one. I see a few coming through. Few people think this one. It's about rest of split seems to be these 2. So the winner by quite some way was actually this image, and this image won by quite a significant margin, by probably about, I think it was around about double. So we're looking at the conversions for sign up, and this image and this image kind of got around about half the amount, but exactly the same amount. So that first and third one were about equal, and the second one quite significantly beat it, almost got kind of double the sign-ups. So from that data we then thought, right, so it must be something about the image that makes people want to use it. So now I'll show you a few others and what we kind of did next. And I'll take the window away from this one just to show you the other ones. So we're thinking the one with the image works the best. So the other ones, and we weren't too sure why these ones didn't work. Maybe not a good enough picture of product. Maybe that one just looked a bit cheesy, a bit too much going on. Maybe it was a bit nice and clean, this one. But we didn't kind of argue with the results. We put it forward. So the next set of ads we started to test out, we were looking for images that we could put this free sales funnel course on, and we could put on our Hub Uno logo. Now, we actually signed up for the pro version of Canva. The pro version of Canva allows you to get some images which you can't get. So say for example, when you put an image in, it will go like this here with the crisscross sections on it, and you can remove that by upgrading, so you can get more images. We were going to test out free images versus the paid images to see if there's any difference. I think Canva Pro at the time of recording this was about sorry, it's about $9.99, something like that, $10.99 a month. So we wanted to see if it was worth getting that in for the return on investment in our ads. So we're saying, okay, we're not doing that one, and not doing that one. This one by far worked the best, so we're going to keep that one, and we're going to test out a few others. Now, these are the ones we found on Canva. I've left there, if I click over, you can actually remove these bits if you get Canva Pro. I'm going to leave these on here to just show you which ones are the pro and which are not. Now, we don't have an affiliate deal with Canva Pro, we just use it because we really, really like it. So let's take you through a few, because we found about 9 images, and I'll take you through our thoughts behind them and which ones we thought would work and which ones we thought wouldn't work. So that would work by far the best, so we're keeping that one. We were firstly looking for images that had looked like stacks of money, kind of showing that maybe you could increase your money with this sales funnel course. And as you can see, it goes up there. And Rob kind of said, which was a good design point, that you put the free sales funnel course kind of at the eye line where people are pointing to. So this is one image that we thought, okay, let's show someone on a computer. We've got a computer course, it's a sales funnel course, and the idea is it's going to increase your revenue. So that's why we thought this image might be good. This was the second image we kind of put together and put to the shortlist. And the idea with this one, again, free sales funnel course, kind of arrows going upwards. It's a very nice image, looks really nice, kind of looks really professional. This was the third type of image like that we saw. And again, this saw like the increase, kind of the increase in the money you could be making from taking our course. So we had 3 that were like that. Okay, now the next ones were, and this was the last really in that section. So this is someone run up a hill with the upwards arrow going and kind of showing that they're going to get an increase from this. So really these first 4 were showing that, a visual way of saying this sales funnel course is going to increase your revenue, increase your conversions. And we had 3 that were kind of images. Okay, next one we're saying free sales funnel course is a lot of people use this course and use our platform to increase their sales online. So maybe it's going to be an image that we could use that shows kind of shows kind of internet shopping. So this was the first one. This was a free one. So this one isn't on. You don't need Canva Pro to get this one. But this is showing obviously credit card exchange, sales funnel course. Sales funnel can include that. Now this second one, showing on a mobile phone, showing the shopping carts. This third one showing the computer with a nice dark background image on there, showing sort of sale and showing it's an online thing. So these next ones were about kind of online shopping and saying, okay, our course can boost your online sales, kind of thinking along those kind of lines. All right, and then the next ones we were looking at were all, sorry, I don't know what happened there. The next ones were all visual representations of a sales funnel. So this is the first image that we used for the visual representation. And this shows marketing, basically what sales funnel is, going from an unknown user to a to a customer. The second image show leads, very sort of clip art looking leads arrow going into a funnel, and then the balls coming out the end there and going onto their target, but showing, kind of a visual way of showing your leads or customers could be all over, potential customers could be all over the place, but put through a sales funnel, nicely leading towards your sale there. Sorry, I don't know why it keeps jumping around. Right, where do we get to? There we go. And this third one is showing just a funnel and kind of the keywords to do with a funnel, and again showing it going from leads, opportunity, marketing down to sales and order. So we decided, along with this one, we were going to show, we're going to test out 3 other adverts. So we decided to pick ones from this section first. So out of these first 3, we didn't choose this one because we felt it looked kind of a bit like stocks and sharesy, which is not really what this is all about. This image was kind of similar. We kind of had the stocks and shares part on there on the sides. We're thinking this image is maybe looking a little bit more like a kind of stocks and shares one. So we're thinking, okay, this course isn't really doing stocks and shares, so we can get rid of that one. All right, this image we kind of liked actually. We thought this one might work quite nicely. So this is the upwards moving one on the upwards arrow. And the idea of a sales funnel is obviously it can increase your sales. So we thought, okay, we're going to include that one. And we also included this first one because, the whole idea of this course and our package is it's going to increase your revenue. And we quite like the way that the money increased leading up to the sales funnel course. So for this bit, I might actually put back on the window. Okay. So leading up to the sales funnel course there. So we thought this one might work quite nicely as well. So we chose these two for kind of a visual representation of increasing your sales. Alright, the next ones we were looking at were the kind of internet online shopping ones, and we actually decided in the end that these ones linked to internet shopping, they didn't, it's not really a course about internet shopping, as such. It is a course about having a sales funnel that leads to more sales and increasing your revenue. So we actually got rid of these ones for the moment. So all the internet shopping ones we got rid of. So the three we kind of have so far were this original one, and we always say make sure your original is within your set as well, just to see if it delivers kind of the same results. We then have this one, the Stacks Money. Then I had this one, the Climbing Line. We then had to choose a kind of funnel one, and this probably isn't the best picture. This one had the kind of darker patches there. Maybe we weren't huge fans of this as an image, but it the sales funnel course fit, and it kind of looked like they were sort of pointing at stretch, looking like they're pointing at that. So we thought maybe that could potentially do something. Okay, then we had this one. We thought, okay, leads going in, but sort of, maybe a clip-arty arrow. Okay, it's showing. There's sort of more of a visual representation. Maybe this has kind of got the words in it that's showing it. And then this one is the final one that's got the words linked down to the sales and orders. So we decided to choose one of these in the end. Now we didn't go, that is really annoying, sorry. We didn't go for this one in the end. The reason we didn't go for this one in the end was we thought that maybe, especially with some of these words, you maybe wouldn't go as well onto a screen. Let's try and take it down. So I kind of probably, if you're looking at a desktop and someone's looking at an advert, it might be around that size that they would see it on their screen. So we'd maybe thinking that writing's potentially too small and you maybe wouldn't be able to see it. So for that reason, we decided to not use this one as an advert. Now that left us with these two options. So we had this picture here, I think it's the twirly up and down thing on my mouse. Sorry, I don't know what the bit in the centre is called where you have to scroll up and down. I think it might be that that's causing it. Alright, so we were left with this one and this one to choose. Now I don't know which ones you would have chosen. I'll just wait for a few comments to come in. Which one you've chosen out of? Let's call that one number 1, number 2. Okay, it seems to be that you thought number 2, but we actually went against that. We chose number 1. We chose this one and thought we'd use that one for our sales one. So we deleted that one. Alright. Now we have got image number 1, which was the original one. Free sales funnel course, Hub someone learning, on a computer. Admittedly, nothing to do with that course on the screen. Alright, number 2 was the free sales funnel course with the increasing money, showing that it's increasing revenue. So with a nice smart suit, Hub logo on there. Again, free sales funnel course, looking on a computer. And the next one was them coming up a line like that, with the Hub in the top left and the free sales funnel course part there. And then the fourth one, we didn't put the Hub logo anywhere on here because when we were kind of trying it didn't really stand out. So again, we thought maybe that's something about it, but we did keep obviously the free sales funnel course thing on the bottom right there. When you're doing a test like this, you want to change as fewer things as possible. So for example, we don't want to change the color, the background color here on this image. So say for example, if we change this one to maybe one of our blues, we didn't want to do that because then we wouldn't know if it was the picture that made the difference or whether it was the changing color that made the difference. So we kept the colors the same, tried to keep the logo in each one. Obviously the only one was the was this one that we couldn't keep the logo in. So we had number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now remember, for this one we weren't looking for clicks, we were looking for conversion. So we were looking for people that went to our landing page and then from our landing page actually signed up for our free sales funnel course. So which ones do you think worked the best? See a few questions coming through about how we design these images. Now these, how we designed like these parts. Now these parts, obviously on here you've got the subscription. If you're watching this webinar for free, if you upgrade to our subscription pack, we have a course called Content Creation where we take you through how to create images like this, or how to create something like this to add to your images. So I'm not going to go through how you create things in this video, because if you've got a subscription, you can look in our Content Creation course and it's on simple images. It will take you through how to create things like that. And so yeah, which ones, sorry, a few votes coming in. So we've got number 1, 2, 3 or 4. Okay, now we ran these ads over the period of a week, and we're looking for the ad spend of about £10 a day. And we kind of found when we do this that, you know, a spend of like £40 to £50, you generally have some fairly clear results. You kind of have enough time after that. And we ran it on Facebook Dynamic Ads. And what Dynamic Ads does is that if they see that one is working well, they put a lot more of the traffic towards that one. We didn't do the split A/B test in Facebook where you completely compare one to the other, but we just let Facebook do its thing. Okay, so for the results, so in 4th place was actually original image and this image here, and these two performed very poorly. Like we got I think through both of them we only got like 1 sign up from this spend, so that did really poorly. Facebook didn't like them, and the image, like this one, didn't work at all either. This one, like I think Facebook just didn't like it, wasn't getting the same sort of conversions. So it came down to between these two as the top 2, and actually there was one that was the winner by like an absolute country mile. So give you a second to think which one do you reckon won by an absolute landslide. And actually I'll just turn that off, my picture off, so you can see the images a little bit clearer. So there's one that won, as we said, by an absolute landslide, and that one was by far this image number 4 actually, and it did surprise me a lot. So it got way more like it. You know, I think Facebook just realised it was working, started pushing images. So it's got a few sign-ups, but this got loads. This won by a very long stretch. And I mean, the reasons for it may be that this is a free sales funnel course, and this is showing a sales funnel, which might be, you know, which kind of sounds obvious for now, and it's showing going from an unknown user through to a customer. And actually, if we go back, if I put it on back on the screen to showing the PowerPoint and the adverts, and if we go back to here and look at these 3. So we looked at these 3, and this one was the best, and this one showed a picture with the free sales funnel course. And the advert we ended up running that worked the best was this one. Now this one actually showed the image with the free sales funnel course in the bottom right, and actually when you compare this, sorry, I'm gonna try and get the advert so it's just the original best one in the end. So it went from these 3. This one outperformed the others by quite some way, and we said, okay, the images are going to be working the best. So right, if we got the images, which images could work best? Then we chose 9 new images that we could potentially test, and we didn't run any tests, and we just discussed ourselves which one we thought would work the best. And then we chose 3 other images to go our original one, and this one worked the best, and it actually had a huge impact on our cost of acquisition for our free course, and actually halved it compared to our first campaign. So just this one had a massive impact. Now, what we're going to do next is think, okay, this image worked well for this one. The images that we chose to not use last time with the sales funnel, we're going to test out those images and see how they work. So compared to this one, but as I said, just going through this cycle, we saw a 50% reduction in our cost of acquisition. Obviously, if you are running a sales funnel and you're looking to get people in and you are not testing, you could be leaving a bit of money on the table. And what we've learned from this, and what you might want to put in, is test out maybe 3 or 4 images each time. Sorry, in the dynamic ads, and you can look at how you set up dynamic ads in our Facebook lessons. And then once you've set up dynamic ads, test out like 4 images, and you don't need too much to spend. We kind of found that like about a £40-50 spend, and obviously it depends what your cost of acquisition is. You can see enough results to say, okay, this is working, or that one isn't working. And in your ads, you kind of want to keep them as simple as possible. It looks like the ones that work best for us are the ones that have just got a nice clear image of actually what the kind of thing we are selling, with some very simple kind of branding over the top of this. Now, obviously we are going to keep testing this, and if we have any further results, we are going to obviously come back and tell you. And I hope you enjoyed the webinar there. Now I'm going to be doing questions afterwards, so if you stick around as a subscriber, I've probably got about a few questions. I've got a few questions through so far, so I'm going to stick around and answer those. Obviously, if you're watching this on the catalogue, you're watching it for free. I hope you got something out of it. And as I said, just this learning for us, it had quite a big impact on our cost of acquisition. So it was around a 50% decrease. So it can have a huge impact on what you're spending it. And obviously, if we are, next time we're going to come back and we're going to have a look, and we're going to run another experiment. So this isn't going to be our only one images for Facebook ads. We are going to come back and do a few more, because one of the interesting things I think for testing out might be, okay, if that sales funnel image worked and it seemed to work the best, is that the best image that we can get, or is there another image of a sales funnel which could work better? Obviously, we tested out images with Facebook ads this time. You can also test out the headlines. We had some interesting results actually with our call to actions with this. We did learn more versus sign up, which was some interesting tests. The headlines, did some interesting tests on those, so we'll show you those and some other experiments that we run. But I think the learning from this one is use images in your Facebook ads rather than trying to create a kind of complicated image for it. And then try out a few different images, because as we saw from our second test, just changing the images halved our cost of acquisition. So I'm going to switch over to the questions now. If you're watching this on the catalogue, the 2 lessons from this that you may want to test out is the content creation course, because in that content creation course you can see how to create those images and put your logos on it really nice and easily, and put these kind of text boxes on here. And the second one is the Facebook ads course, and in there you've got a lesson on dynamic ads, because it allows you to test out 4 or 5 different ads. So they're the 2 courses and the 2 lessons I would recommend for this one. So now I'm going to switch over to the questions, and if you're watching this, hope you got something out of it, and I will see you on another webinar.